Hey NBA fans, Jimmy Crowther here for NBA Now from Chat Sports. And if you didn't know already, we've got our Lakers only channel over at youtube.com/LakersTV. Laker fans, this Lakers rumor show went up there first, but if you're a fan of the rest of the NBA, stay tuned to find out what's going on with Laker Nation. Laker fans, what's going on? Welcome into NBA Now from Chat Sports. On today's episode, I'm going to be breaking down 5 potential draft targets for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, they do have their first round pick, which right now would be the 29th overall pick. So before I get into their potential targets, I want to look at the guys that they have drafted with their last 5 first round picks. Of course, you have Mo Wagner now with the Washington Wizards, was the 25th overall pick back in 2018. Lonzo Ball, now traded to the New Orleans Pelicans, the number 2 pick back in 2017. And then in that same draft, they traded for Kyle Kuzma and Josh Hart, which I wanted to include because they were both first-round picks. And then, of course, Brandon Ingram, another part of that Anthony Davis trade, was another number 2 overall pick back in 2016. And now they're going to be picking at number 29 overall. So we're going to talk about those targets here. But before I do that, I want to talk about our friends over at Fanatics, which are hooking up our Laker fans with some incredible deals. When you go to chatsports.com/Lakers shirts, you get these t-shirts for just a little over $20 per shirt. You can get a great deal, save some money with our friends at Fanatics. Again, that's chatsports.com/Lakers shirts. Now let's get into our first draft prospect. This one coming from Arizona, Nico Mannion. Now the Red Mamba, obviously you can see why. Now, his draft stock has kind of fluctuated a little bit since he has entered the NCAA, and obviously without March Madness, he doesn't get to prove himself there, but he is a super talented kid. He's got a tight handle and a quick first step. I really like how he can create for himself in space, and he can create for others. Now, his upside is a little bit questionable, and his jump shot didn't look that great at Arizona, so I do have some question marks about Nico Mannion. And also, he's a little bit turnover prone because he likes to be a little bit flashy. But when you have the 29th overall pick, this is a guy you should take a risk on. This year at Arizona, he averaged 13.9 points per game and 5.5 assists to go along with 2.6 rebounds. He's a 6'3" guard. He can rebound pretty well for his size, but he does have a pretty limited frame. Now, the three-point percentage is a little bit questionable at 33.1%. I'd like to see that go up, but he's good at scoring at the rim and good at scoring from mid-range. The main thing Nico Mannion would do would be a new playmaker on the Lakers bench. Obviously, you have Avery Bradley. Now, he does have a player option. He could be back. He could not be. Alex Caruso will definitely be back. He is expected to be the main backup guard next year for the Lakers. Rajon Rondo, another guy with a player option. I'd expect him to pick that up and be back. And then Quinn Cook, a guy that I'd like to see get some more minutes for this Lakers team. But the thing that Quinn Cook doesn't do, the thing that Alex Caruso doesn't do very well, they don't create for others like Nico Mannion can. I like this kid a lot. I think at number 29, you're getting a really good value out of this guy. And the big question here for the Lakers and the big question for today's show is, which position should the Lakers be targeting in the 2020 NBA draft? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Maybe you want a new guard like Nico Mannion. Maybe you want a big man. Maybe you want a wing, a guy that can knock down a couple jump shots, a guy that can defend other wings around the perimeter. If you do want a wing, you do want a jump shooter. A guy that I really like is jahmi'us out of Texas Tech, a kid who I don't think should fall to 29, but I've seen him as low as 30 or 31 on some draft boards, so he could definitely be there for the Los Angeles Lakers. The best thing about Ramsey is that he is a true scorer. He's going to come off the bench and light it up from 3, and really, when you put him in the catch and shoot, the kid does not miss. Now, he doesn't finish really well around the rim. That's something he's going to have to work on at the next level, but that three-point percentage is his bread and butter. I mean, the stats speak for themselves. 15 points per game, 4 boards, 2 assists, not great in the rebounding or assist columns, but the three-point percentage at the college level, 42.6%. That's not a typo. That is how good he was at Texas Tech, and I believe how good he can be at the next level, especially when you look at him from a catch-and-shoot standpoint. You put him on the wings, think of Danny Green, just not quite the defender. He's got good length, not great athleticism. I like jahmi'us a lot. I don't necessarily expect him to be there. I don't think he should be there, but there is a chance. Now, you look at the three-point shooters the Lakers already have. They're a pretty good three-point shooting team. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope there at 39.4%. He was their best three-point shooter this last year. Quinn Cook didn't get a lot of playing time, but when he did, he made his threes at 37.9%. Of course, Danny Green, the guy I just compared jahmi'us to, 37.8%. Avery Bradley, a guy who, again, not known for his three-point shooting, but shot it well at 36.4%. And then Alex Caruso, 35.5%. None of these guys shooting 40+%. like JaMy'us Ramsey did at the college level. Now, I know it's college. The college three-point line changes some things with the three-point percentage, but I think it's going to transition well for JaMy'us Ramsey and potentially for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, like I mentioned before, the Lakers do have the 29th overall pick. They could trade it. Maybe they don't want to take time to develop a draft prospect, but what do you think they will do? Type T for trade, type K for keep that pick. I'm always a big fan of keeping your first round picks. I think you can develop a solid player, especially in this draft. Now, one guy I like a lot for the Los Angeles Lakers and really at the next level in general is Vernon Carey Jr. out of Duke. Draft prospects and draft guys have been a little all over the place with this guy, but me personally, I think he could make a lot of sense for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's got a true big man's body at 6'10", 270 pounds, and he is extremely mobile for his size. Now, another thing that I really like about Vernon Carey Jr. is he can shoot the three ball. He's got a really good form. Now, the three-point percentage was at 38.1% at Duke, but he wasn't taking that many. They like to put him down low. They like to post him up. He's not going to be posting up a lot at the next level. At Duke, he put up 17.8 points per game, 8 boards, and he was blocking 1.6 shots per game. Now, the one downside I do have with Vernon Carey Jr. is that he's 6'10". And you're like, okay, that's pretty big, but at the next level, is he going to be able to guard fives or is he going to have to guard power forwards? If he's trying to guard power forwards, the more mobile power forwards are going to be all over him. They're going to make him run around a lot. Vernon Carey Jr. not going to be able to guard centers because he's at 6'10", and you got those 7-footers that are going to go right over the top of him. But the reason I do like Vernon Carey Jr. is because the Lakers have 2 centers that have the ability to enter free agency this year. Dwight Howard will absolutely be a free agent at 7 points per game and 7.7 rebounds. He looked really, really good off the bench, but he might be looking to get a bigger payday somewhere else. Finished well around the rim too at 71.4%. JaVale McGee has a player option. We don't know if he's going to decline that or pick it up. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick it up, but he put up 5 points per game and 3 boards. Didn't block as many shots as Dwight Howard did, but he looked good. So Vernon Carey Jr. at 29 could make a lot of sense to give you some assurance at that center position, and I really think he could develop into a starting caliber big man one day in the NBA. Now, Laker fans, we got all the best draft coverage, all the best NBA coverage, all the best Lakers coverage on Chat Sports. When you subscribe to youtube.com/LakersTV, you get all the best coverage. We're trying to get to 13,000 subscribers here on this channel. We're at about 12,800. We need your help. Go hit that big red button and subscribe today. Now let's talk about another draft prospect here. It's Cassius Winston out of Michigan State. Now, he is one of the older players in the draft at 22 years old. He's coming out as a senior, but Cassius Winston can make shots from just about anywhere on the floor. A really good shooter off the dribble. The biggest downside I have with Cassius Winston is he is pretty turnover prone. Now, he averaged 3.2 per game at Michigan State. Hopefully that turns around at the next level. But these older guys always have a tendency to slip to the late first round or early second round and become great players at the next level. At Michigan State, he was averaging 18.6 points per game and 5.9 assists. And when I say he can make it from anywhere, I mean anywhere. 43.2% from 3 at MSU for Cassius Winston. I like this kid a lot. I have a lot of question marks about his playmaking ability because of those turnovers and the high turnover rate that he played with. But I think he can make a lot of sense for a team like the Lakers looking to win now. You get an older draft prospect. You don't have to take the time to develop him because he's already 22 years old and had 4 years of experience under Tom Izzo at Michigan State. Now, I got one more draft prospect I want to get to, but before I do, LeBron James said that the NBA season is coming back. The King said it, so it means it's going to happen. So if you're ready for some NBA basketball, go hit that thumbs up, go hit that like button, and tell us how much you want to see some NBA basketball played. Go give us a like on this video. Let's talk about our last prospect here. It's Tre Jones out of Duke. Big fan of this kid's game. Now, we all remember Tyus Jones. He came out a few years earlier, and his NBA career has been so-so. He's been a serviceable backup, but I think Tre Jones can be better than his brother. A great playmaker and a great creator for his teammates. He's a smart defender, but the biggest downside with Tre Jones is that he's super small. Even for a point guard, he has got a very small frame. He averaged 16.2 points per game and 6 assists at Duke. He also rebounded the ball really well for an undersized guard at 4.2 boards per game. 3-ball, not that great, 36.1%. He's better in the mid-range and better at getting to the rim, even though he's smaller. I don't know if he'll be able to finish at the rim like he does at college, like he will in the NBA. Got some question marks about his size, but if he was a little bit bigger, he would immediately be a top 15, maybe even a lottery pick for the NBA in the NBA draft. So now these are two veteran guards, Cassius Winston and Tre Jones. So I want to put them side by side. Very, very, very similar numbers. 16.2 points per game and 18 points for Cassius Winston. 4 assists as compared to just 2 assists for Cassius Winston. 3-point percentage though, Winston's got him beat. He is a great 3-point shooter, but the turnovers, both of them are pretty turnover prone for some veteran point guards. Winston at 3.2, Tre Jones at 2.7. I like them both a lot at the end of the first round, maybe the early second round. I think both could make some sense for the Los Angeles Lakers as a backup point guard that you don't have to take too much time to develop. But which one would you rather have on this Lakers team? Type TJ for Tre Jones, type CW for Cassius Winston. You've made it all the way to the end of this video. So now let me know which point guard you'd rather have in the comment section below. Laker fans, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.